Welcome to Theznutzgarage, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing new tail lights in the back of this F150. All right, like I said in the intro, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be installing brand new LED tail lights in the back of this 22 F150. I would like to thank Hawkglow for being today's sponsor of this video because they've sent me a brand new set of these LED tail lights for this 22 F150. Now, this truck currently has halogen bulbs in it. Now, halogen bulbs, you have to go in and replace them every so often. And these tail lights are, they look good. But you kind of want to upgrade, you kind of want to spruce up your ride. And that's what we're going to be doing today. Now, I want to take my key fob. I'm going to hit my unlock button on my truck. You're going to notice, I think that tail light works. Yet, this one doesn't. See it? Not working. Now, they sent me these tail lights a couple of weeks ago. And I went to install them. And going from halogen to LED, you would think it would be pretty simple, but I believe this truck, and I'm going to check, and we'll check it for sure here in a minute. This truck may have the Bliss system, or it may not have the Bliss system. Now, I know it does have the reverse sensors, when you're backing up and all of that because of the rear view camera and the sensors down there, but I'm not for sure if it has the Bliss system. So when I unbox, and I'm going to show you this here in a minute, when I unbox these taillights, they would not plug into my truck because my truck either has or does not have this Bliss system. And the plugs are different between the two types of trucks. So I kind of was scrounging my head, well, how do we fix this? There's got to be something. So I got on the good old eBay, and there was a seller who was selling some of these adapter plugs that go from halogen to LED. And I sent him a message and asked him, will these work on this particular truck? And I sent him pictures of my plugs that are on the truck from the factory and what I'm trying to go to. So he said the plugs that he had currently would not work, but he made a set of plugs to fit this truck. Now, I'm going to get over here in a minute. He's also sponsoring today's video. And when I show you these plugs, I'm going to tell you his name, and he has a promo code for Theznutzgarage viewers. Now, Hawkglow also has a promo code. So if you want to go to Hawkglow's website, that'll be all down in the description. You can go there and put in These15. I'll put that promo code right here, These15, and that's going to save you 15% off of these LED tail lights. So let's go over there. Let's check them out. Let's see what our first impressions of these tail lights are, and how well they're constructed, and then I'll go into the issue that I ran into because I'm coming from halogen bulbs to the LED bulbs. Alrighty, so we had to move this show inside because it's kind of wanting to rain and not rain. So, if all of a sudden you hear some ruckus running through here, I have a dog. And somebody has dropped off 2 more dogs, and now they're just playing. And until we can rehome the other 2 dogs, they're just kind of out here playing. So if you hear some noise or one of them bumps the camera, just know it's the dogs. So I have the original window sticker of this truck, and underneath where it says function or functional, it does say that I have the Bliss with cross traffic alert. Now I want to be as honest with the viewer, as I can. When Hawkglow had sent me a message about putting these in my truck, I said, yeah, I'll put them in there. And then when I got them, I tried to do, check them out. But when I pulled that light out of the back of the truck, the plugs were different. So then I went into, I want to put these cool taillights in my truck, right? You ain't ever giving up. You're just going to keep trying to figure a way around it. Got on eBay and started looking, and there was a seller named Midnightoem, and he has an adapter for it says halogen to LED or vice versa. I think it's halogen to LED lights. And the plug, I really couldn't see the end of the plug to see if it matched up with these, because I have two plugs, to whereas the ones that he had for sale was just one plug to one plug. So I really wasn't for sure. I was like, well, I have two plugs, you know, going to one. I would need two to go to one. So I sent him a message and he said he didn't have any, but he would make a set for this truck. Now, he's also going to give a 25% discount when you use this promo code if you go on his eBay store and you buy a set of these adapters. Now, down in the description, I'll have Midnightoem, the link, and his promo code. Also, down in the description, I'll have Hawkglow's website and then their promo code that you can use there. Theirs is 15, Midnightoem is 25%. Now, let's open up the box and let me show you these tail lights. And then what we'll do is then we'll take one out and I'll show you the difference between the factory and the Hawkglow tail lights. All right, so when you get this in the mail, you're gonna have one big box because you're buying a set of tail lights. You're gonna have one big box, and inside that big box, you're gonna have two smaller boxes, about this size right here. Now, I have already opened up this particular tail light, and I have already pulled it out. But when you get it, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna have the foam on the ends to protect the ends during shipping, and then it has this cellophane over it to help protect the plastic from getting scratched while shipping. Now, when the first initial thoughts when I opened this up was like, man, that's a heavy tail light, and it's just nice as like a factory one, an OEM. The plastic is in real good. It's very nice. That's all I can say. And then when you turn it over the back, it looks like it's built very well. And then here's that single plug right there, where I have to have two. I'm converting to one. And then here you got these little points. I don't know if you can see them real well right there. Probably can't. But those are what help snap this part of the tail light into the side of the truck. And then here we're going to have two bolts. And I think those are 7mm bolts. And that's pretty much all that holds these tail lights in. And that's kind of why it's been kind of a popular thing for people to go around and steal these tail lights out of these F150s, because they're pretty simple to steal. Especially when you start getting into those higher platinums and King Ranch and Lariat tail lights. I know the tail lights for this truck are about $500-600 a piece. So if somebody did steal your tail lights and you're looking for another option, this could be a potential replacement part, because what you're going to pay for one tail light, if out there, you could get two for that same price. And don't forget that promo code when you go to check out, these 15. Now, it also comes with this little sheet of paper. Y'all see that really good? Now, I do believe you have a choice if you want the turn signals to be yellow or red. So if you want the turn signals to be red, what it's doing is it's showing you how to go through here, take the back off of this, and you can change from yellow to red. That's all up to you, what you want to do. And what we may do, just for giggles, we may swap one out, leave one yellow, leave one red. We'll just see. But that's how they come in the box. Now, what I want to do at this point is I want to show you the harness that Midnightoem sent me. All right, so like I said, I'm trying to make this work, and it is good for Hawkglow as well as Midnightoem, because maybe you have a truck like mine and you're wanting to get these cool LED taillights in it, but you don't have an adapter. Well, Midnightoem has created this one. Now, this goes from what my truck has, two plugs to one. This one plug is what goes into the back of the tail light, where these two are what's coming out of the back of the truck. Now, if you're wondering what the brown tape is compared to this one, I do believe he said the brown was for the right-hand side. Now, if you order a set of these, he will have them labeled, because this was the very first set he ever made. He'll have them labeled left and right. So don't worry about getting them confused. He's going to have them labeled up for you. So, like I said, you can get these and you can get 25% off of the price. Now, and like I said, that'll be in the description. Now let's jump over here and let's pull out this tail light. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you why that tail light's not working. All right, so we are over here with the tail light. Now, I did say that these were 7mm little bolts, but they're not. They're actually 8. And I've already loosened them up just a little bit. So we're just gonna go ahead and just pull them out all the way. It don't take but a couple of seconds really to unscrew them. We're just gonna unscrew them all the way. And then you're basically just gonna pull this tail out just a little bit, wiggle it like a little loose tooth. As it comes out there, you just wanna pull straight forward. Now here are the plugs right here. Now I have two. We're gonna call this a light tan. And you're gonna press down as hard as you can and make sure you pull them out. Same way with this gray one, press down as hard as you can and pull it out. Now this is the factory tail light. And you can see I have two plugs. Now, I don't really, it looks like this plug may be just for your, it's like going from here to here, which lets me know that it's this kind of LED light and this LED. It's these halogen bulbs. But, then we have another plug right there, and that's going inside of this housing in this area here. So I'm thinking like this is the Bliss system plug. I don't know, but that's what I'm assuming. Now, as far as the outside goes, you can see that it looks like that. And then when we take our new one, we just I'm gonna hold them up to each other like that. You can see the difference. And what's really neat is here in a minute when we install this new one, this outer ring is a halo, which I really like that. That's really nice. So now let's get our plug. If I remember, this was the right one. If I'm not right, I'll put it up here that I was wrong. But basically all we're going to do is we're going to plug these in together. Just like that. The colors are the same, so you don't have to do any guessing, and the plugs are different, so you can't hook them up wrong. But since this truck had been into the body shop, and when I got the gravel sprayed all over me, and I pulled this tail light out the other day, this part of the plug got messed up. And I don't know if I did that or if the body shop did it, but either way, I probably need to have it repinned, but at this time I don't have another plug, nor do I have a repinning tool. So we're just going to hook these up. And when you hook these up, you have to be you have to push like tomorrow and it's not coming, because you have to push them until they click. All right. Really tight, because if you don't, they're not going to work right. I figured that out on our Bronco. Same thing with this, but in order to hold it into place, I am going to use some electrical tape. And we're going to try to be a little bit more careful on the passenger side. Got that started. And there's only one way you can plug them in too. The way they're designed, you can only plug them in one way. So let's press that as hard as I can, and then we're going to just run some tape around it. And I don't like doing this, but I just found this out yesterday or today, so don't fuss at me too bad that I'm doing something wrong. Just want to make sure it doesn't back out on me, because that's the reason why it wasn't working in the video earlier, is because this did not seat very well. And again, that could have been the problem that I was having with the fault code. Now, once we have these together, you can just push them back in towards the body here. Let me come around there just a little bit, like that. Push that in there. And all we're going to do is just plug in. Like I said, you can only plug this in one way. It's the way it's designed. Heard it click. Trying to be careful, not scratch up my truck. Make Make sure it's got a good fit. Especially right here, you want to make sure it's all the way in. And when you put a little pressure in it, you should be able to just put your little screw holes right in there. Little bolts right on in there. Tighten it up. And this is real time, so this should give you kind of an idea how long it might take you to put these in. I mean, literally, it should probably only take 2 minutes to put these in. So the installation is quick. Now let's jump over here to the other side and we'll do the same thing. Alrighty, so let me raise this camera up here. Alright, so I just took the tape off of this box. I have not opened this box up yet. Same thing, we get our little light thing. Just gonna pull our lights out. Set the box. You can see how it's got the cellophane on it really well. Now, I know that this light lights up red because I tested it last night with these harnesses. So what we're gonna do is, I think it says, I mean, let's look together. It says open this. Which means when it says open this, you can kind of see this arrow is pointing. It's actually meaning open up this center part. Right here. You got 4 screws. So let me grab a Phillips screwdriver and let's just see what it's talking about. Let's see if we can have, because actually if I could have the choice between red and yellow as far as my blinker, I think I'd rather have yellow. What do y'all think, red or yellow? I just think when you have turn signals that are red and your brake lights are red, you do kind of get some washing in colors. So with that yellow or that orange flashing, it separates it from the brakes. So to me, I like that better. And if that's what we're going to do, we're going to swap this one out too. Once we do a test video, you know, I could do it both ways and just confuse the heck out of people. All right, let's see if we can pop this out. Kind of got a seal on it. So it looks like we got a red plug here. And what it's saying is we got a green, or is that a yellow? It's a yellow wire. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to check something out on the inside of this one compared to this one, because right here we have a little plug, and I'm wondering if my Bliss system would mount in here. So let me check that out real quick, because this video is of me learning and trying to figure this out. So I'll be right back. All righty, so I had to put a little light on this subject because this just got answered a lot of questions. Now, when I plug these lights from Hawkglow in, and I know this video is going to be long, but I'm trying to be thorough, so please listen. When I plugged these lights into my truck, it did throw that Bliss fault code on the dash. So when you order these tail lights, it's going to say without the Bliss module. Now, they don't come with it because they're inside of the factory lights. So if your truck has Bliss, you're going to remove this center part, like right there. And I know, and I can't pull it all the way out because it's got some wires running back in here. So I'm sorry. But all you have to do is this center piece, this white piece right here, there's some little tabs on one end, and you basically just push those down and push this, and it'll slide out like that. Let me get this camera reset so I can get you in here a little bit better, because there ain't no sense of looking at me when we need to be looking at this right here. So let's get, sorry for the shaky camera. So basically you just slide this out, and you're gonna have this plug you see right there, and you're just gonna kind of stretch that out, and we're gonna unplug that. Press it down right there, and it's going to slide out like that. And on the new plug, it's got a plug. So we're going to be able to use our modules for our Bliss system in our new taillights. And that was one thing that was kind of confusing me about all that, was why that wasn't working. And now I know. The module is in your factory lights. Now let's just kind of sit these back over here to the side, along with my screws, because I don't want to lose those. We'll put those right there. So while looking in here on this sheet, trying to figure out whether I want to make them work or not, like going yellow, I actually think it's this little plug right here that you want to disconnect. If you disconnect it, it'll make them yellow, and if you connect them, it makes them red. So we're going to try that out real quick. We'll get all this together, and then we're just going to leave it disconnected, because I know this side is red, and if we know if that side blinks green, yellow or orange, we'll know that disconnecting this little bitty plug, and I don't even know if you can see it very well, right there, it's just one wire, and this particular side is brown and gray. So maybe one side is yellow and yellow, or yellow and whatever color. I don't know. But we're going to disconnect it and we'll just see. And all we have to do to hook up our little module, and once again, it'll only plug in one way. Make sure we're here to click. And then we're just going to slide it into place. Just like that. So now it's, yep, like that. Just like that. So now we're going to, and it also, you can't install this the wrong way, because it does have guide pins. That way it only allows you to install it the correct way. So now let's get this. And it does have a seal on it. You just kind of got to be gentle, because you don't want to break anything. Just kind of slowly push it down. And I know this is probably more than y'all wanted to see in a video, but we want to make sure we're thorough and that we make sure that we're doing it correctly. Because we're going to tighten up our little Phillips screwdrivers. The factory one, the little screws are a Torx 20, T20, where the aftermarket Hawkglow screws are, well, Phillips head. So before you get your project started, you make sure you get the right parts or the right tools. So far, the only specialty tool I could see would be this T20, and then this cat claw thing, whatever you want to call it. All right, so so let's jump over there and remove our passenger side and plug this up and see what we got going on. All right, once again, we got our 8mm. We're just gonna, and this is real time. I've not taken this one out at all. They come out so quick, you lose them. And this is a easy upgrade for your truck. You know, going from halogen to LED. I mean, this is it's going to be awesome. So stick around, because you're going to want to see these taillights. I'm just noticing here, you know, when your truck goes in the body shop, a whole lot of little stuff goes missing. You know, like this little grommet that goes right there for this taillight is not there. So it's just the way it is. I mean, you take one of these trucks completely apart to repaint it, you're going to lose something. Alright, so we know we're going to have to remove this module too, because I'm going to have to put it in over there. And I hope these modules ain't left and right sensitive, because if it is, I just put the wrong one in. So, take off my brown. I'm going to take off my brown piece of tape. I'm just going to wrap it around one of these, because were correct. That meant right. Listen for it to click. See, I'm pressing really hard and it just ain't wanting to click. That was my wrist. I hate using these for something like this, but it's almost some of these parts you have to. I know on our Bronco, I had to use these to really squeeze. Try to find. Some of them you just can't squeeze by hand. All right, so we're gonna stick this plug up in there. Let's get our new tail light. This amazing looking tail light, I have to say. I'm very excited now that I got this Bliss stuff figured out. Here's the click. Come on, get in there, baby. Come on, baby. Boy, that's gonna look so good. And don't use like an impact gun for this, especially putting them in. You can just strip it out and then you're just kind of gonna have to plastic weld it or something. All right, so let's set this camera back in the back here, turn this light off, and we'll see how these light up from one side to the other. This passenger side should hopefully be yellow. The driver should be red, and let's just see what it does. All right, so as you can tell over here on the passenger side, we have our yellow light and our red light. That's part of our turn signal. Over here on the driver's side, we have the red and the red. Now on the driver's side, we did not disconnect that little wire. But on the passenger side, we did. And when we disconnected that wire, it only made the top one go yellow. Now, I would prefer that both of them be yellow or both of them be red. I don't like the mismatching colors like that. But when we go to take this one out, and I'll have to take this one out again, when I take them out, I'm going to double check and make sure I didn't miss another little wire that would make these both go yellow. And if I find that I did, I'll come back and let you know that I corrected that. And if I don't, I'll let you know that too in this next clip. But when we get to that next clip, when all these are fixed the way we want them, I'm going to take you on the outside of the truck and show you the brake lights, the running lights, the turn signals, things of that nature, to show you the full effect of the lights during the daytime. Because not only are we wanting to increase the brightness of the back of the truck during the night, we also want it to be brighter during the day. And these are a lot brighter already than my halogen ones were. And I don't have to worry about the bulbs going out. So once we show you what it looks like during the day, we're going to show you what it looks like at night. All right, so I did go back into the truck and I did get these tail lights set up the way that I want them. Now on this driver's side, I had to go back in there and add that Bliss module to it. And then on the passenger side, I took it back out because I did not see a wire that you could disconnect to make both of those lights light up yellow. Only the top one. So I chose to put the wire back together to make it all red. And this one is all red as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit the unlock button and you'll see both of them light up as red. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this outside it is raining outside, but it is kind of a little bit overcast. But I'm going to kind of show you what these kind of look like from the back end of the truck. We're going to kind of do a walk around a little bit. And then what we'll do is we'll show you what they look like at night. Alrighty, so I've showed you how to install these taillights. I've showed you what they look like during the daytime and at nighttime. Now, I like to give a big shout out and a thank you to Hawkglow for sending me these taillights right here. And if you want to order you a set of these taillights, go to their website right here. It's also down in the description, and put in this promo code, and that'll save you 15% off of your next order. Now, when we compare these Hawkglow taillights to the OEM taillights, these are 100 times better. And the thing that I like most about them is this halo effect that you get right here. Especially at night, that kind of sticks out, and it just, I don't know, there's just something about the halo taillights that I just love. And the next thing that I like about them is when you see them, they look factory. They're not some gaudy looking taillight. They blend right into the truck, and that's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to have a very nice truck that is very clean, that's not overdone, or at least it doesn't look overdone, because this looks like something that would come from the factory. Then the next thing I like about them is that it was easy to add that Bliss system module in there. That thing just popped out, snapped in, and bam, I'm done with it. And then the last thing that I like about them is the brightness of these LEDs. I don't have to worry about changing them. When it comes to the tail lights, they're going to be bright when I hit the brakes, and then the reverse lights, when I hit those, they're really bright, so they're going to illuminate behind the truck. And that right there helps with the camera. When I'm backing up at night, I can really see very good. I'd also like to thank Midnightoem. Now, down in the description, there's going to be a link where you can order a set of these harnesses. Now, without him, I wouldn't have been able to make this video, because he made these harnesses custom for me. And when he did that, he also put them on eBay, so that way if you wanted to order a set of these taillights, you could have them fit in your F-150 too. Now, if you're not for sure if you need a set of those harnesses, pop out your tail light and see if you have 2 plugs or 1. If you have 2 plugs like what was in this truck, you're going to need a set of harnesses. So go to that description, go to eBay, put them in your cart, and when you get to your cart, it's going to ask for a promo code or whatever, and here's that promo code. And that's going to save you 25% off of your order. Now, thank you again, Midnightoem, for making these harnesses, because it just really made these tail lights work in this truck, which these tail lights set this truck off, and it just looks so much better than it did before. So that's all I have for this video. Thank you, and God bless.